Hello, fellow Ugandans. I greet you all. I think this is the third or the fourth episode I'm going to make about the Balalo issue in Northern Uganda. The reason why I'm making this is because I saw a video where a woman was crying to President Museveni that he should rescue them because they have been chased away from their land, which they bought in Northern Uganda. This have destroyed their business. And she was talking of the presidential order number 2, which was issued for this year, has violated their rights. Now they have nowhere to go. She said this one is it is tribalism, and it may cause a genocide. And one of the men also I saw in the video was asking whether Northern Uganda was in Uganda, because in Uganda anybody is free to settle anywhere, buy land and settle anywhere. I want to tell these people that Northern Uganda has a customary land where you don't buy land. You only get land from your relatives and live in it, and maybe hand over to them after you have finished your stay with them. Because we don't sell land. I also saw Andrew Mwenda criticizing President Museveni for issuing Executive Order number 2, which has now started the eviction of the Balalo, with so many nonsense which I'm not going to repeat here. You see, people who talk of tribalism do not know what tribalism is. The people of Northern Uganda, especially the Acholi and Lango also, have experienced the immense tribal discrimination right from the time NRA, NRM and Museveni came to power. Our brothers and sisters who were in Kampala were burned on the street of Kampala using tires, which they call this necklace. This was tribalism of the highest level. Not forgetting that all the accusation level against our people, nobody has ever taken it to any court. At that time, speaking our language, we who come from the north, would earn you a death sentence. People were afraid to speak Acholi, also to speak Lango. And here, these people come and say, oh, you were chasing us from Northern Uganda, you are practicing tribalism. We experienced that one. For us, we experienced. Our people died because of that. But you people have never experienced a tribalism. Now, if you want to talk about genocide, it also happened in the north and in the east. In the east, their children were roasted in a bandwagon. In the north, our brothers were buried alive in Buchoro and were massacred in Konakilak, and I think in Acholi. And on the subsequent killing in Lukodi, at which they say it is Kony, it is not Kony. Museveni is in power, so the killing which happened then is his responsibility because he took the mantle of protecting the citizen of Uganda. So you cannot allow Kony to come and just kill and then that's it. So the Balalo, when they came, because now, let me finish this, then I will talk about something. The Balalo, when they came to the north, burning our people alive, sodomizing our fathers, raping our mothers, defecating in the water pot, taking away our animals. Then they came back cutting trees because of timber and charcoal. Right from the time they came, Acholi have never rested. They locked our people in the camp, which is not different from the Nazi camp of the Germans, for more than 20 years. Now they come back with money. We don't know where they got from. Maybe the money they got from the proceeds of selling our animals, which they took, or they got it from the government. They now want to buy our land, the land which they buried our people alive, and it sucked the blood of our brothers in Bushara and many areas. And last week I mentioned that I saw a video where they say the one Acholi's son was killed in the kraal of the Balalo. So that the kraal also have sucked the blood of our brothers in the hands of Balalo. We know that now clearly that the Balalos, which President Museveni said came from Tanzania, some of them came from Tanzania, some of them came from Burundi, some of them came from Rwanda, some of them came from DRC Congo. I think that this one is a lie, because when these people are talking, you hear them saying they are Ugandans. And they want to force themselves to live in Acholi land by force, because they think they have the gun that protects them. So these people want to buy a land where they kill our people for over 20 years. They now want to settle and graze their animals, as if our people who they have killed were fertilizers, which have made the grass very green in the north, so their animals will benefit from it, which is very, very painful. I'm not talking because I hate them, but they should remember that what they did to Acholi, because Acholi have never done anything to the people of Western Uganda. Not even to Rwandese, not even to Tanzanians, not even to Burundians, not even to DRC Congo. Our people have done nothing to them. If these people are foreigners, the first thing they should enter Uganda. Through the point they have entered, the authority will have to register them, put them in one place, whether in IDP camp, refugee camps, or in an asylum center, or an immigrant place where they are put. Then the government will have to document them. The government will have to cross-check their background, whether they are good people or bad. After they are satisfied with their background, then the government will not settle them in one community at once, the way the Balalos have come to Northern Uganda and they want to go. The government will have to look for very few who the government will settle in Acholi, maybe resettle one in so they settle some in West Nile, they settle some in Uganda, they settle some in Eastern. By first contacting the authorities there, telling them that we want to settle this number of people in your region, do you have the place? If the people say yes, then these people will be resettled. Well knowing that they have to settle there, they have to abide by the rules and regulations which are there, respect the culture of the people who are there, and live with these people in peace and harmony. If they have animal, they will have to learn how to protect their animal, not to go and graze on the crops, food crops and cash crops of these people who accepted them. The first people must accept. But the Balalos, as I know, they were coming into Northern Uganda at night. They just drive with their lorries because they have their brothers in the UPDF, they have their brothers in the police, they have their brothers in the government. Those who are now going to court, then you go to court because of our land? Which stupidity? In which country can you do this? These people entered into Uganda, as the president said, And you realize that actually their brothers are in the government. They are protecting them. I don't know whether the government of Museveni is a government of foreigners or the government of Uganda. This is something Museveni should tell Ugandans. The issue of the Balalo, I got a monitor which was written on the 1st of January 2011 on Saturday and updated on the 10th of January 2021. It is written, evicted Balalo intruders or victims of tribal politics. What next? Some of the pastoralists grazing in Wachi, Hoima district. That is what I've said. Now, I will not read all this because I'm only going to read what happened. General David Tenifunja, who is now called Sejusa, the National Intelligence Services Coordinator, headed the operation, codenamed Operation Justice, that consisted of the army and the police. The operation has left the affected families of the pastoralists roaming with no food, water and shelter, blah, 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 blah. Speaking to the Sunday Monitor, Balalo leaders accused the government of hiding under the guise of returning land to the indigenous Bagongo so as to unlawfully evict them. See, they went there, they took land. The Balalo issue in Bulisa came to the limelight in 2006 following an outcry from the indigenous people, the Banyoro and the Bagongo, that they were losing their land to the immigrant pastoralists. The Bagongo and the Banyoro are traditionally cultivators. They accused the Balalo pastoralists of encroaching on their land and grazing animals in their gardens. The same thing they are doing in Northern Uganda. The Banyoro and the Bagongo have often complained to President Museveni about the Balalo, with some accusing the government of being behind the pastoralist invasion of the Bulisa land. So, there are many things. They also went to court, the way now they have gone to court. So, the question is, why can the government of Uganda under President Museveni decide once and for all, if these people are foreigners who came from Tanzania, from Rwanda, from Burundi, from DR Congo, let the government take these people with their animals in a truck and take them to the border and send them where they came from, because they know where they came from. If these people came from these countries, I'm sure they should have handed over their documents to the government. But you find out they come with their document, they come to Northern Uganda, you find some have come from Rwanda, some have come from Congo, some have come from what? Then you ask, why are they keeping this document which they should have handed over to the government? If they are refugees, the government should have entered their issue through refugee department, instead of coming to drag land with the indigenous people, the Acholi, who are the right bonafied owner of the land in Northern Uganda, and this is their country. Acholi people must not fear. If the Balalo want to cause genocide in Acholi, let them cause, because it has happened already. By locking Acholi in camp, how many Acholi died? By fighting for 20 years with their brothers who are in the NRA, in burying people alive, burying Acholi alive, and doing all these things. Acholi have suffered. They have seen all the bad things. So we must not fear, and this is what I say to my people. Thank you very much.